Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 3 here at Bosler. I'm your teacher, capital C. So blessed to be here with you guys again. This is the Wednesday class on a 5-day class. If you're just joining us, today's a pretty cool day to join because we are going to work on choruses, how to write a chorus. We're going to talk about complex rhyme schemes. I'll get more into that a little later. But for those that have been following the last 2 days, you know that we've been working on a little rap song here called Puppy Love. And I mentioned yesterday's class that I'm going to read a song from my 7-year-old daughter, Mia, about unicorns that she wrote. Just doing this cheesy little Puppy Love song kind of made me think of her song. So if a 7-year-old, she's now 8, but if a 7-year-old can write a song, then there's really no excuse why all of us at all different ages cannot write a song. So rather than recapping the last 2 days, because there is a lot to dive into today, we are going to just read the Puppy Love song, work on a chorus, and then I will share my daughter's verse that she wrote, and we'll get into some complex rhyme schemes. We can either use that lesson to write a third verse to this to make our song complete, because by then we'll have the chorus and the 2 verses already. And as I have mentioned on the other shows, most rap songs fall in that category where they have 3 verses that are 16 sentences or 16 bars per verse, as well as 2 or 3 or 4 choruses depending where you plug them in throughout the song. So here's what we have so far, and then we will try to write a chorus and talk about the importance of the chorus for the song. So first verse. I love puppies, they are the best. To own one is my personal quest. I won't rest until I get one. I will love him and call him my son. I'll feed him honey buns and they are tasty. He'll love them, they're his favorite pastry. But I know what'll really make him go nuts if I can give him cookies and some donuts. But I don't want to come across rude, so I will have to give him some healthy food, but he may change his attitude real quick if healthy food makes him sick. But I think that's just hilarious, like he, healthy food is right for me, and right for him, no need to judge. My puppy loves me, this is Puppy Love. That's the first verse we came up with on day 1. And if you haven't seen day 1, go to the videos, because we break down that verse. And the different things that we do. There's actually a lot going on in that simplistic lyrical verse that we just did, but a lot is going on. Day 2, we kind of just focus more on just writing it and getting through it, but this is what we had for verse 2. Puppy love is the greatest love I know. My puppy's so beautiful, he should be in a show. He's all cleaned up and ready to go. I hope he wins a prize and makes lots of dough. To get there's a long ride, it's really slow. I feel like I'll never make it there, yo. We just went over a mountain, whoa! Can't wait till we get down below. But I think we need a tow, 'cause we broke down, and the puppy escaped, and he's running around. If he gets lost, he better be found. When I put up reward posters throughout the town, and I hope the pound doesn't get him in his net, 'cause if he gets locked up, I'll be upset. He's the best friend a man can get. That's puppy love. I'm so glad we met. So, although those verses are kind of simplistic, we kind of had a theme where we were appealing to the beginner writers that have been watching this program since day 1, but through those techniques that I mentioned in day 1 in particular, even the most advanced writers can use. So definitely, if you're going to check out another video besides this one, I would go back to Monday as far as verse writing goes, because there was a lot of things, as I mentioned, going on in that particular verse. So that brings us to the chorus. Now, yes, we can write the third verse, but I kind of wanted to go a little more in depth and a little deeper into that verse with some more complex rhyme schemes or multiple words rhyming and things like that. And we're going to talk about that on today's program after we get through the chorus. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on the chorus, but why is the chorus important? Now remember, the name is Puppy Love, so keep that in mind while we're trying to come up with a chorus. And the reason a chorus is important, because that's what really connects the audience. Think of any song. Think of Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. when that chorus comes on, everybody goes crazy. You know, they know it by heart. I mentioned in one of the videos, Follow Me by Uncle Kracker, how it's just stuck in your head. Jar of Hearts by, I believe, Christina Perri is another song. I don't know, just when I hear it, it brings you back to a moment. It just captures your attention. It draws you in, just like any good bridge of instrumental music, hooks, chorus. Now, you may hear me when I'm writing rap songs refer to the chorus as a hook, and that's fine. Same thing. Now, very much like we wrote the verses, how we numbered down, there's lots of different ways you can write a chorus. My favorite way is to write 4 bars. Now, we want the chorus to be a total of 8 bars, so 8 sentences. And the way we get that, usually, the way I get that, is I'll write 4 bars. So you label it down, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then underneath it, I'll put repeat once. So that 4 now will become 8 when you read it over twice. And that's pretty standard on how I make my choruses. Now, I have choruses that are all different 8 lines. And depending on what kind of song I'm writing, I don't always just write rap songs. So the chorus may only be 2 lines and then repeated. So you have a lot of room to play with. But again, you want it to be much like your verses. You want it to be even bars. It's just going to fit to the beat better. You don't want to end on an odd bar. So you want to stick with 2s or 4s or 6s or 8s, things like that on the chorus. So Puppy Love. So we're going to 1-2. That's why when you come up with a name, and this is a very important point. When you come up with a name, you want to include that in the chorus somewhere. Now, let's say you write a verse, and I did mention this on one of the videos, I believe it was day 1, but you write a verse and you don't have the name of the song yet, you have an idea, and you get into that last line on your last verse that you wrote, or the last line of the first verse, I should say, that you wrote, and something sticks out. And let's just continue with this Puppy Love. But let's say, all right, I use Puppy Love as my last line to my verse. You can just plug that in as the name of your song. So that's one of the ways you can come up with a name for the song. So you don't always have to have the name of the song to write your verses or to write your choruses. And sometimes, a lot of times actually, I'll go to write a song and my first 4 bars, I'll be like, man, this is fire, this is good. And then I can't continue on with it. So I just take those first 4 bars and that becomes the chorus, and then I write something off that. And the reason I do that is usually those first 4 bars are grabbing your attention in a verse. You can use that as your chorus instead, and then just write something else if you get stuck after those first 4 bars. But anyway, for the purpose of this program, we already had the name Puppy Love. We could continue and write a 3rd verse, but I want to get a little more in depth with our writing than just the simplistic stuff that we have done up to this point that I just read to you. And I didn't forget, I am going to share, after I get through the chorus here, I'll share my daughter's unicorn rap. She'll be very happy that I shared it with the world today. So, all right, so choruses, something catchy. You may, I don't play instruments, but you may play instruments. You may have a melody in your head. I have a song called Pay You Back, and I kind of sing on it. It's like, I wish there was a way that I could pay you back for having my back, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. So I wrote you a rap to say thanks for all you do for me, and I only wish I could do more. And then I repeat that. So it's kind of catchy, and then you kind of have the idea. And then I have other raps that I rap the chorus on. And you can sing it, you can rap it, you can just have a bridge where you just play some music. But I think we're just going to stick with a rap chorus right now for Puppy Love. So Puppy Love is one of a kind. My puppy is a friend of mine. I'll love my puppy till the end of time, 'cause my puppy is one of a kind. So what I did there was I actually just used the first sentence again, and that's okay too. Now when you put it all together, that's gonna become your 8-bar chorus. Now you can, let me read through it and then I'll tell you how we can kind of break down the song. So I'll show you the different areas you can put the chorus in. So, puppy love is one of a kind. My puppy is a friend of mine. I love my puppy till the end of time, 'cause my puppy is one of a kind. My puppy's one of a kind. My puppy is a friend of mine. I love my puppy till the end of time, 'cause my puppy is one of a kind. So that would become the hook. So basically I took the 4 bars and just repeated them one time. And that's how we got the puppy love chorus. And it's okay that I repeated puppy is one of a kind 4 times throughout that, because that's what's catching your attention. You might not even be truly listening to the content in between that first and last line, but that repetitive nature of puppy is one of a kind, that's kind of sticking in your mind. It's like darts, you know, every time you hear it, it's sticking to the board. And that's kind of what you want. You want a chorus to draw you in. So, now we have our 2 verses. Now, if we're designing a song, okay, you're going to have a 4-bar intro. 4-bar intro. Usually, you could talk during that time. So it's actually 4 bars of just your instrumental. There's not going to be any singing or rapping during that time. Think of, I believe it was The Dance by Garth Brooks, where before he starts singing, they play this piano chord for a little bit. So something like that. You could have a violin, you could have like... So that's going to play for 4 bars before then you get into the bigger stuff like... And that would be where your verse would drop when that drops in, you know? Just like, I'm trying to give you a quick example. So if you're putting your song together, so you have puppy love, you have a 4-bar intro. Now you can decide if you want to plug a chorus in, or if you want to go right into your verse. For argument's sake, I just want to do verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, verse 3, and I'm going to end with a chorus. Now, at any point, you could put a chorus before this verse. You could put like an instrumental in between the verses without a chorus, and then put the chorus at the end, or you can end it at the 3rd verse and not have this last chorus. But for this song, I'm going to put the 3 choruses in, and then right after chorus, you're going to have a outro, which is usually 4 bars, and sometimes I even fade the music going out. So during that outro, kind of think of the intro where it just goes back to the instrumental, and with the fade, it'll kind of just fade into the background. That would be the end of your song. But it's okay to stop it as well. Like you get to that last chorus there, and the music's playing, and you're like, 'cause my puppy is one of a kind, and there's nothing. That's a dramatic end there. You can do that as well. So you have a lot of room to play with. So you have your 16 bars, your 8-bar chorus, 16-bar second verse, 8-bar chorus, 16-bar, and then 8-bar, and that's on the 3rd verse, and then an 8-bar and your 4-bar. So it's set up like this: 16, 8, 16, 8, 16, 8, with your 4 on the outro, and don't forget the 4 in the beginning there. And that's going to be a song, and that song's going to be about 4 minutes long. If you're going at about a 90 to 100 beat per minute, which is really a good speed for a lot of rap songs. A lot are slower, a lot are faster, but that's a nice pocket, especially when you're just starting out and you're going within those margins as I mentioned in day 1 and day 2. So check the other videos if you're not sure what I'm referencing there. And that is going to be how we would put our song together. Now before I get into these complex rhyme schemes, I would like you to pause this video if you're not watching it live, if you're just watching it and you haven't seen 1 or 2, because 1 really breaks down the verse 1 that we did the other day and the different techniques that I was doing throughout that verse. I realized it was simple words like, let me just double back here, give me. All right, so like best, quest, one son, things like that. So we're going to do something more complex with the 3rd verse. Now before I get into that, I did promise you a 7-year-old who wrote a verse, my daughter. She has since turned 8, but she did a song called Unicorns. And it's kind of funny because it's cute and it's not 16 bars, but you know what? I just want to show what you can do, as you're learning. So she was learning through similar classes that I have taught her on a one-on-one level. And the only thing I helped her with is spelling the words. She wrote it all herself. So here it goes. Unicorns are fluffy, like a ducky. My dad is Chucky. I am lucky. Unicorns aren't sucky, they're really neat. They only have 1 horn, but they have 4 feet. They have 1 mouth and 2 ears. They like to drink root beer, and they like to eat lots of candy. To be a unicorn is really dandy. They look like a horse or a My Little Pony. Unicorns are my friends, they never leave me lonely. I taught the unicorns day and night. I'm thankful for unicorns that are in my life. They're in my home in the afternoon. They will be coming home soon. They're with me at my school, but you can't see them, they're invisible. So that's, I say that to brag as a proud parent, but also just to show you what you're capable of when you first start writing, because I thought that song was really cute, and like I said, it was a 7-year-old. Now, enough with the fun stuff. We wrote 2 little easy verses as well, Monday and Tuesday. So we want to write something a little more in depth. Let's take it to the next step for verse 3. Before we do that, I kind of want to break down what I mean by that multiple syllable, multiple rhyme scheme a little more in depth. Because I can say it and you may be like, well, what does that even mean? I have a verse. Now we're going to write the puppy love song together. Probably get into that tomorrow on day 4. So by the end of day 4, we'll have a song. And then Friday, I'll probably perform some songs live for you, just to kind of tie in everything together. And maybe I'll perform our puppy love song, we'll see. So a little background on this verse here, and I'm going to break it down for our lesson today. And then tomorrow, like I said, we'll write verse 3 similar to this. This is a song that I wrote with a young lady named Shorty Rock and my DJ Flesh and Bones, who I've mentioned on several classes in the past here at Bosler. And we wrote a song for an organization in New Jersey called Hope Sheds Light, which helps people in their drug recovery. And it's a very nice organization. If you want to, I know that most of the people that watch this are here in PA and Carlisle in particular, but if you have someone struggling with an addiction, Jersey's not too far away. Just go to their website. I'm not sure the website, but if you Google Hope Sheds Light, they'll come up, and they have a bunch of resources and things like that and information that can help somebody and help save a life. Well, anyway, this is my verse from that song we recorded and gave to them, and they love it. They're like, this is our new theme song. So we're very blessed to have that chorus. We were talking about choruses before we got into this. Short Shady sings a amazing. She sounds like the singer Halsey. Sings an amazing chorus. I don't have the song with me, but it goes something like, I know that hope's its light. It's gonna take love and sacrifice, but I know everything will be alright, 'cause hope sheds light. And she sings it a lot better than me. And I even chopped it up a little bit because I had to think about it. So forgive me for messing up her chorus. She's amazing. So here's my verse. I'm going to read through my verse, and then we'll kind of just break it down what I was doing there and what I mean by that multiple rhyme scheme. So, at my lowest, I didn't have a leg to stand on. It felt like I was stuck in knee-deep in quicksand or in a sandstorm. Bad choices always led to bad form, so I couldn't see my way through the abyss or the bad storm. I couldn't transform like GoBots or robots. I didn't recognize myself. I was so lost, living in abandoned buildings, sleeping on cold cots. Could old mattresses were better than cold rocks, but I gave it no thought, cause I was numb to the pain, and in truth, I was never one to complain, but I still prayed for help, but none of it came, to the day I finally saw the sun through the rain. Then I wanted to change and make things right. I no longer wanted demons to control my life, so I finally allowed others to hold me tight, which gave me a glimmer of hope, and hope sheds light. Sorry, a little choppy. Haven't looked at this song in over a year, but when I was skimming through some of my songs on my phone, I was like, oh, that would be a good lesson. That would be a good song to convey my lesson today. So just frame by frame, if you remember, we went to like rest, quest, one word rhymes, and the other two verses. Now we're rhyming in multiples or more complex rhymes. And what I mean by that is those syllables are actually connecting. For example, at my lowest, I didn't have a leg to stand on. Okay, that's 4. I felt like I was knee deep in quicksand during a sandstorm. Another 4. So you have 4 and 4, and then kind of go into the rhyme. And then if you want to break it down even simpler, stand on, sandstorm. Then the next line, bad choices always led to bad form. Led to bad form. 4 syllables. Or if you want to break it down even closer, bad form, sandstorm, stand on. I couldn't see my way through the abyss or the bad storm. Okay? So you have 4 syllables leading into 2 rhymes. So it all goes dun 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 dun. So you have that rhyme scheme there. And that's kind of what I mean by rhyming in multiples or a little more complex. And again, this is actually even a simple form of what I'm talking about. There's some people that take these 5, 6, 7 syllable words and then throw it in with another 5 words to make it a 7, 6, 7 syllable sentence, and they just really flip it and go crazy. And not that I can't do that, but I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that right now. Like, I would have to sit down and really think about it, and we don't have a lot of time for that. But I picked this verse in particular because it has multiple rhyme schemes through the whole verse. So that was the first 4 bars. I couldn't transform like GoBots or robots. I couldn't find myself. I was so lost. So we have dun 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 dun. Robots, so lost. Living in abandoned buildings, sleeping on cold cots. Because old mattresses were better than cold rocks. So cold rocks, cold cots, so lost, robots. So then we have that. Then we break it down. But I gave it no thought, so you have that half bar transition that I mentioned on day 1, right? But I gave it no thought because I was numb to the pain. And in truth, I was never one to complain. So you have numb to the pain, one to complain. But still I prayed for help, but none of it came. So none of it came, one to complain, numb to the pain. So there's a lot of multiples going on there, right? Until the day I finally saw the sun through the rain. Sun through the rain, none of it came, one to complain, numb to the pain. So not only are you rhyming several words there, That's 4 syllable. Bang, 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 bang. 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 So this is really a good way to write lyrics, and it really comes together. But it doesn't stop there. Then I wanted to change, so you have your half bar, change in rain, and make things right. I no longer wanted demons to control my life. Make things right, control my life. So I finally allowed others to hold me tight, which gave me a glimmer of hope, and hope sheds light. So you don't have the crazy multiples there in the last 4 bars that I just read, but you still have that syllable there. Bam, 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 bam. So I might have put an extra bam in the first one there, but hey, that's all right. We're not gonna cut the tape for that. So I really wish, see, when I teach these classes, they're usually like live in front of people, so people can ask questions, or hey, can I do this, or would this work, or something like that, and we feed back and forth off each other. The challenging thing about doing stuff online is I have to try to connect to you, and I can't see your reactions, and I can't hear what you're thinking. So that's very, very important. After you watch this video, like it, love it, hate it, make an angry face, I don't care what you do under the video, but please comment. Be like, hey, capital C, how can I get a hold of you? Does this work out to you? You know, does this work for you? How do I reach out to you? If I see something there, I'll comment right back on the Basler thing. I'll let you know how you can get a hold of me, or you could ask Basler. They know how to get a hold of me through email. Or if I see the comment, I'll comment back to you and say, yeah, I would love to hear it. I even mentioned on a couple shows previously, once the radio station at Dickinson College gets back up and running and you learned how to rap through these programs, I would like you to come on the show and perform your rap live over the airwaves. I mean, that's pretty exciting. When I was coming up as a rapper, no one would let me into the radio station. So that's one of the reasons why I do a talk show radio, so local artists can come on the radio and share their talents. I want to give them, I want my platform to be their platform, or your platform in this case. So yes, please comment, and we will discuss further, you know, what you want to share, what you want to do, or what you think, or any positive reinforcement or negative, something that you didn't like about the program. That's fine with me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. So just to recap where we're at right now, I read the 2 verses that we already have done. I did share my daughter's thing that had nothing to do with anything, but I wanted to share it, kind of like the platform I want to provide for you on the radio show. We lined up how we're putting our song together: the intro, the verse, the chorus, the second verse, the chorus, the third verse, the chorus, the outro. So we have that part of the song all together. We are missing verse 3, which was done on purpose. Tomorrow's show, we are going to work on verse 3, but we are going to try to make it multiple rhyme schemes like we did today on the verse that I shared from Hope Sheds Light. And we're going to see if we can come up with that. And for you people that don't know, I actually performed live at Petapalooza. And what I'll do with this song that we worked on, giving the opportunity to perform again at Petapalooza once the pandemic's over, I will personally memorize this song that we wrote together on this journey, and I will perform Puppy Love at Petapalooza, which is a festival designed for like pet adoption and pet information, dogs, cats. I think I saw a pig there one year. So there's just a lot of different pets there. But it would be a cute little song to perform there, and to think that all you listeners at Basler had something to do with that, it makes it even that much more pleasurable to perform it live. So I can't wait till tomorrow when we get into the multiple. We have our chorus done. We went over that today as well. And everybody stay safe, stay healthy, have a wonderful time. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow as we write verse 3. All right, take care. God bless.